Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to Now. And another beautiful lesson that I wanted to share from this book, Warrior of Light, Paulo Coelho. So he says that a warrior of the light is never cowardly. Flight might be an excellent form of defense, but it cannot be used when one is very afraid. When in doubt, the warrior prefers to face defeat and then lick his bones because he knows that if he flees, he gives the aggressor greater power than he deserves. In difficult and painful times, the warrior faces overwhelming odds with heroism, resignation, and courage. And how true is that? Like, have you ever experienced a situation wherein you are to be faced by your opponent side? And if you just surrender and run away, that might be that might be just giving too much power to the people from the other side. So it's essential that you sometimes even face the defeat. So that might be through resignation or through just accepting that well you have just been defeated. That's all right. And maybe so next time you just know how to work it out in a better way. If at all you think that you need to uh, go in that war once again. So you see, courage is the most important factor here. And to not be a coward is the most important thing in a warrior's life. That does not mean you're not well equipped. There might be situations and chances wherein your opponent is more stronger than you, and you do not hold that much skill level as your opponent. But that does not mean that you are coward. That means that then you just turn inward and see where you are. And life is the greatest lesson. So she would tell you that, look, you need to work this out, you need to learn this thing. So, that is the real education. When the life tells you that this is what you need to learn, and you respect to it, you respect life because life is your greatest teacher. Life is the school wherein we are sent to, and not just run through a forced curriculum on yourself that everybody is doing MBA or a technology degree just to make money. Yes, money is essential, and you do work, for paying your bills. You might have an engineering degree or a doctor or a lawyer or a sales degree so that you can make money. That's fine. But what is essential is being talked about in this book is that a warrior is not coward. So you do learn to face the defeat, but when the time comes wherein you have to accept your defeat and learn what you need to learn, a warrior does that. So he picks his battle accordingly. Do not be a coward. That is the message of this one. And then about the timing, a warrior of light is never in a hurry. Time works in his favor. He learns to master his impatience and avoids acting without thinking. By walking slowly, he becomes aware of the firmness of his step. He knows that he is taking part in a decisive moment in the history of humanity and that he needs to change himself before he can transform the world. That is why he remembers the words of Lanza del Vasto: a revolution takes time to settle in. A warrior never picks fruit while it is still green. So that means you need to learn to be patient. You need not run about or you need not just be in a hurry all the time. You need to see what timing is because time and timing are two different things. Time is just the movement of time, which is morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Timing is essential because timing is like, for example, while you're singing or you're dancing, there's a timing to it, there is a rhythm to that. And that is what is timing. Timing forms the art. And time in itself might be used for learning, that you are using this time for learning. Well, at that sense, even that becomes a timing. Like, if you are pretty much aware that this is what you need to learn, for example, let's say you want to learn a piano piece, or just want to prepare a food, an item that you want to cook. Let's say you want to cook rice. So that would take you so and so amount of time, 15 minutes or 10 minutes. That too is a timing because in that 10 to 15 minutes, you're actually cooking and you're truly, truly watching that get ready. how the rice is getting ready as rice. A raw rice turns to cooked rice. Same is the state with song. Like if when you are learning a song, whether singing or on a piano, so before you have learnt it, you are in a state of unlearned state, right? And once you have learned it through 2 hours of work or maybe 3 4 hours of work, after having worked on that piece, and at the end of that time, when you play, you say, "I've learned this song now." That is timing. But in itself, time is just the movement, right? It's very linear, and timing is like making something out of that timing of this time. So it's like you are manifesting something into creation. For example, a talk that you give and you have thought over about it, or you have just studied some subject and then you come in and talk about that. That is timing. So that's all I wanted to talk about this thing, about the message on having courage and not being a coward. Because as a warrior, you need to, even if you're scared, that's all right. Because you do say that, yeah, I feel scared. That is a natural thing. We all feel scared. But then you watch that and you do not act cowardly. So when life demands you to act, you have the courage to act. And even though you do feel scared, maybe you feeling scared today, then you say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to give it a try. And then you do that. You respect that. Because there is something inside yourself which will, after a point, say, you're just fed up with your own failures and you do not want to fail anymore. And this failure I'm talking about is not to the world. This failure is you in your own inner self, when you just committed something to yourself and you did not live up to your own expectations. That is the real shame that a person feels. And when you have arrived at that, there's no way that you are going to keep on doing that same thing again and again, because there is a timing for everything. Beyond that, you will not procrastinate when the waters have run way high over your expected threshold, and life just hits you and says, this is the time you need to act. And sometimes life can be very harsh. She can just uh, kick you in a very wrong place and you feel very much hurt, and you feel, why is life being so wild with me? Why is she just treating me so wild? Because life is your greatest teacher and you need to learn to respect her. And when she tells you to do this, you better learn it that way. Because everybody's life is a different fingerprint. Everybody has got their own challenges, and everybody learns life through their own set of lessons and challenges. But what is essential in each of us is that we learn to respect to the orders that life commands to us. That's it for now. Have a great day, my friend.